Welcome back to SpoatsTalks, everyone.
Before we start this episode, guys, there was some tragic news a few days ago in the sport, not only in the sports world, but in the whole world. The legend Kobe Bryant, and as well as his daughter and a few others, died in a helicopter crash, and it's completely stunned the world. And so we just wanted to take a minute here in our sports podcast and just to remember Kobe and let him and the others rest in peace.
It's truly tragic what happened, and the world lost a great person.
And one hell of a basketball player.
A role model. All right. And so, yeah, on that sad note, I guess we can start this episode when we're going to be talking about the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Something
Super
I'm
Bowl
actually
week.
excited for once.
Yeah.
In about 5 years, give or take.
I know. No Patriots.
Right. Oh, my God.
2 original teams that have not been there since 2014. Well, one of them hasn't been there in 50 years, but the other one since 2014.
I also just want to say, congratulations, Jace. You predicted it right from our last episode.
I did.
Yep.
I did.
We all had the 49ers in there, but me and Barb
The Ravens were my other one.
Yeah, but as we know, the Titans brought them down.
Titans, they really had something going, and
they did.
Ryan Tannehill rightfully won Comeback Player of the Year. I know.
Nope.
I saw that. Right there. Oh, yeah.
Nope.
Jimmy Garoppolo did not win Comeback Player of the Year, ladies and gentlemen, even though Jimmy G had 5 wins as a starter last year, and then had that no, he didn't have 5. He had like 2 wins, and then he had that unfortunate ACL tear, and was taken out of the year, which got them the number 2 pick to get Nick Bosa, which won Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Let me speak.
Okay. It is
All right.
Niners.
So you're telling me Ryan Tannehill wins Comeback Player? What did he come back from? A shitty team?
The Dolphins.
The Dolphins?
Hell
That's what he
itself.
comes back from? An ACL tear is one of the most horrific, it's like a season-ending injury, basically for any sport. It's one of the worst injuries. Yeah, it's one of the worst injuries in sport. Jimmy G, I don't care what anyone says about him. He's like, he's like 20-something and like 3 or 4 or 5 as a starter. And then without him, the same team has only won they're 5-13 or 3-13. And the fact that he didn't win Comeback Player of the Year, nothing wrong with Ryan Tannehill. He had a great regular season. I'm not going to say playoffs because he did what he needed.
He didn't
to
really
in the
throw the
playoffs.
ball.
No, he didn't fucking do anything.
Which neither did Jimmy G, and that's what I'm saying. If you don't need your quarterback to throw the ball, then why risk it? So I'm completely fine with the running game, and if it's working, it works. And for both of these teams, it was working. Derrick Henry, and for the Titans, and just Raheem Mostert and everyone else on the 49ers run team. It's been working in the playoffs for us, and I'm surprised it didn't work as well against the Chiefs for them to get in the Super Bowl, but the Titans again in the Super Bowl. But let me tell you, Jimmy G threw for 30 touchdowns, just under 4,000 passing yards. Led his team to the first seed in the NFC. Now he's in the Super Bowl. When they need him, he shows up. The Saints game, all the other games, when they need him, he shows up. He's clutch. He has thrown some interceptions, obviously. A lot of them are not his fault, though. A lot of them are off tip passes and shit like that. So, but the fact that Jimmy G did not win Comeback Player of the Year is fucking dumb.
All right. You're going to be mad, but I'm going to defend Ryan Tannehill for a second. Ryan Tannehill was left for dead after leaving the Dolphins. He was traded for like a third and a seventh, fourth
I
and a
think
seventh
less than that.
to the Titans to be a
No,
backup.
fourth and seventh, yeah.
To back up Marcus Mariota. Marcus Mariota was Marcus Mariota the first weeks of the season. Went 2-4, and the offense completely flat. And they changed quarterback, put Ryan Tannehill in, and it automatically sparked that offense. Tannehill was left for dead. And the fact that he was able to get the Titans into the postseason, and like the voting ends, I think, week 17. So postseason records don't go into effect. But yes, Jimmy G is also deserving, but I think Ryan Tannehill deserved it more.
Okay, speaking of the Tennessee Titans, have y'all seen the rumors of Brady and the Titans?
I've not.
So, Brady posted like a cryptic tweet on Twitter of like
the black and white?
Yep. Then, earlier this week, he enrolled his kid in a Tennessee school.
Ooh.
Oh, that's interesting.
And then now there's other people on my floor who are like, yeah, Brady's the Titans. I'm like, what the fuck? No. What? It's a dumb mistake to get Brady, in my opinion. Now, yes, he is the GOAT. Technically, he has the most Super Bowl wins. And honestly, he did a lot better than I thought he did last year. He threw for 4,000 yards, 60% completion rate, 28 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. But he just looked old, you know?
He looked like Peyton Manning.
Like
Yeah.
Peyton Manning.
Because I mean, even Peyton Manning on his last season threw for pretty good stuff, but you can just tell like there's not much in like. Let's be real. It's like Madden, right? When you have like an 88 player, and the next year they dropped like a 75 because of some bullshit. That's basically what he's about to do. You can see it. So you have Ryan Tannehill, who's 31. Still have time to develop him a little bit more to make him even a little bit better. And Tom Brady, who's 42, 43, who has
I think he's turning 43.
Has at least 1, maybe 2 years left in him. I'd stick with Tannehill. Also, because Tannehill will be a lot cheaper.
Definitely.
A little bit more upside, in my opinion.
Because no matter where Tom Brady plays next year, whether it's in New England or anywhere else, I just don't think he's gonna be the same because he's getting old. He has to learn a new system, new players, and everything like that. I just don't think it would be worth it.
I agree. Tom Brady should not go to Tennessee. But going back to what you said, Jace, about Tannehill creating that spark, and that's why you think he should be the comeback player of the year. Again, Jimmy G is creating a spark as well. He's a leader for that team. And like I said, they're 5-13 without him.
I mean, in that jawline, like, imagine if he didn't have it. Like, Jesus.
All right. We got to move on.
I'll never move on.
No, no more salty 49ers fans. Because you're going to the Super Bowl, you shouldn't be salty.
Yeah, Super Bowl MVP will be better anyways when he wins that. Please win it. Come on, Jimmy.
We will see. All right, moving on. Let's talk about our Super Bowl predictions.
Yes. We'll start with Hunter, considering that one of his favorite teams is actually in the Super Bowl. Hunter, who do you think should win the game?
Before I just outright say my prediction, I'll talk a little bit about each team. The Chiefs have impressed me more in this playoffs. Patrick Mahomes has done very well, and he's looking like his MVP self in these playoffs. And he's thrown touchdown after touchdown in a lot of these games. And he is fantastic. I think San Francisco is overall a better well-rounded team. Yeah,
because let's be real, the Chiefs don't really have a defense.
It's true.
They got a front line. They have Tyrann Mathieu, and they have Fenton, but that's it. That's actually it. That's all they have.
So my thought process is I'm going to pick the 49ers to win this game. And that's for a couple reasons. But one of the main reasons, if we look back at every single one of these Chief playoff games, when they played the Titans, when they played and when they played the Texans, they had to come back and win, right? They were losing heavily, and then they came back and had a great comeback to win.
Yep.
Now, tell me, is there any bias in this pick at all?
My thought process with this, 1 second, Bar. My thought process with this is if they don't start off hot, and let's say the 49ers do, it's going to be, they're playing, in my opinion, the best defense in the NFL.
Oh, by far.
Yeah. They're not going to be able to just come back as easy as it was the Texans or the Titans. Because our defensive line, we put pressure on you and we don't even have to blitz. And so then that leaves more guys in coverage to block Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce and Sammy Watkins. So I think Mahomes is going to have potentially, he's going to, obviously they've been preparing, but I feel like this defense is like nothing he's played in the playoffs so far. So I think he's going to struggle more. And I feel like if they don't start off hot and they let the 49ers get a lead, they're not going to be able to come back. So that's why I choose the 49ers.
I agree with it that way because the 49ers, so the Chiefs' first 10 weeks of the season, their defense was awful, but they turned it on after the Chiefs game. Their run defense got much better. Tyrann Mathieu started playing out of his mind. And their defense isn't as bad as people make it out to be.
No, it's not. It's actually decent, but
it's mostly the run defense that's just bad, in my opinion.
Actually, no, their run defense has gotten much better.
That's true.
And I think that if they're able to shut down the San Francisco 49ers run offense, like they did the Titans had one of the best in the NFL as well.
That is true. They shut down Derrick Henry.
They did shut down Derrick Henry.
With
That's
Christian
true.
McCaffrey,
I think
the best running back.
I think if they're able to, shut down the 49ers run offense.
There it is.
Got that time.
Then I think they have a good chance in winning this game.
But my counterpoint to that is everyone's game plan against the 49ers.
Yeah, they have a lot of weapons for the air.
Let's go back to that Saints game when that was just a shootout game. What did Jimmy G do?
You got George Kittle, Emmanuel Sanders, Deebo Samuel. What was his name? 84. He's like his number 83 or 4. I can't really remember.
Bourne.
Yeah, him. Bourne, who's honestly not bad. He's pretty good.
Yeah, Bourne Identity.
Funny meme. You got a lot of weapons in the air.
So I can't remember what Chiefs defensive player said it, but he said that something along the lines as of he was gonna make Jimmy G throw the ball.
It was probably Clark.
That sounds familiar. But that is everyone's game plan against the 49ers. And we're 15-3, so it's not working. 30 touchdowns, 3,900 yards. Jimmy G, my boy. Make him throw it. I want to see him win the MVP.
Honestly, so
we will see.
What I learned from today, now money bets compared to betting on who's going to win is much different. And the Vegas odds have, for money-wise, the Chiefs. But then I learned that the Chiefs were actually, apparently, I think, supposed to win this game.
I think, they're slight favorites.
I looked at everyone with an odd face, and I said, what the actual fuck? I was like, look, nothing against the Chiefs. They're good as hell, but, the 49ers are just all around good, great, all around. And there's dude, they shut down the run game. They got an air games. They have George Kittle, who is not only the next Rob Gronkowski, but is arguably one of the best players in the NFL. You have Emmanuel Sanders, and everybody's like, yeah, but he's old. Well, I'm like, he may be old, but he's still, he's Emmanuel
He's
fucking
still quick
Sanders.
as fuck.
True.
He's good as hell. You have Deebo Samuel, my boy from South Carolina. Then you have Bourne, who's underrated in my opinion. And then even the run backs slip out. You got Telvin Coleman and what Moats is, how do you pronounce his last
Raheem
name?
Mostert and
There
Matt
you go.
Breida.
Yeah, and Matt Breida too. Like, they are good to go. And then their defense is just wow. I mean, Richard Sherman playing like he did back when he was with the Seahawks. You got Nick Bosa and DeForest Buckner and who's the other defensive?
Eric Armstead.
That's him. And then you have, of course, the other.
You got Denzel Ward. You got so many good players on this one team.
Wait, Denzel Ward, isn't it?
He's the Brown.
Yeah, isn't it Browns?
Oh shit! Yeah, there's someone. Oh fuck!
Yeah,
What
he's
who
the
am I
corner-
thinking of?
He's the corner for the Browns.
Jimmy Ward.
Yes, Jimmy Ward. He is on.
Yeah. I don't know why I said Denzel Ward.
I don't know either, because if they had Denzel Ward, that'd be a little bit,
Oh.
a little bit too good.
It'd be much better.
I just remember a Ward.
They have Jaquiski Tart too. Great safety.
Now everyone's gonna think I'm a fake 49ers fan. This is fantastic.
Fake fan, am I right, people? Can I get fake
Dang.
fan down in the comments? I'm joking.
All right, Bar.
I think
Who
the
do you think's
49ers
going to
are
win?
I think 49ers are winning.
49ers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think this game is what I wanted. This is going to be an amazing game.
I do. I'm actually excited.
Instant classic. You got two powerhouse teams. Mahomes arguably looks better on tape this year than he did last year, even though his numbers are down slightly. He's played out of his mind in the postseason. And then you have the 49ers, who have just torn up their competition all year. They've shown up in big moments against the Saints. Raheem Mostert just ran all over the Packers. But I think the Chiefs are just so hot. Like, their offense is borderline unstoppable. Their defense has played much better. I think the Chiefs are going to win a tight one.
Or can you still be friends with Jace?
Oh, well, yeah, obviously. I respect other people's opinions, and obviously the Chiefs are a fantastic team with a great young quarterback who will could potentially be one of the greatest of all time.
He's arguably already one of the most talented quarterbacks of all.
Yeah, athletically and physically. So I don't hate the Chiefs or anything, and I'm glad just the Patriots aren't in the Super Bowl. And it's going to be a great game, and I'm looking forward to it.
We will see. Tomorrow at 6:30.
There it is.
All right. Who do you think is going to win Super Bowl MVP?
Bar, why don't you answer that one first, bud?
That is almost fucking impossible to predict.
It's
It
true.
could literally be anyone. It really could. Anyone could win it.
It could be.
How about you pick one from each team?
All right, if it was the 49ers, honestly, it could be down to two players. It'd be,
Okay.
Either Kittle, if he goes off, or it could be Raheem Mostert or Mozart, whatever his last name is.
Yeah.
It's one of those two offensively. And then for the Chiefs, it will either be Patty Mahomes or it's just gonna be Patty Mahomes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Tyreek Hill, but even unless Tyreek gets like 150 plus receiving yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and like at least one touchdown, it's going to go to Patrick Mahomes because he spreads the ball pretty evenly among his players.
That's very true.
Now, I don't know if anyone defensively will win it. Maybe Richard Sherman if he picks off him like 2 to 3 times, or maybe Tyrann Mathieu, but it's probably going to be more of an offensive player.
Yeah.
Most likely, yeah. For the 49ers, I predict it's probably going to be Raheem Mostert if he goes off, which is very likely. And for the for the Chiefs, it could either be Patty Mahomes or a dark horse that I'm thinking is Travis Kelce.
Oh yeah,
Because
Travis Kelce could
he
easily
has
do
been
it too.
unstoppable this postseason.
He's
And
literally
if
what
the
sparked him.
49ers if the 49ers linebackers can't stop him, then
It's over.
it's over.
Like Travis Kelce's been the reason that they've come back pretty much every time. He's always like whenever they get down, right? He's always the first one to score the touchdown. And you know how the Kelce family is. They're insane. So they always just like go hype and then it gets everybody else hyped.
That's true. And the thing with the Chiefs offense, they have so many weapons that you have to have the safeties deep, which opens up the middle of the field.
Which allows the tight end to have
which
free run.
Allows Kelce to have a monster day, which has happened, divisional and championship round.
Well, he scored at least 2 touchdowns in both games. I think he scored 3 in one of them.
Yeah, he had 3 in the divisional round against who they play.
Titans.
The Texans.
Oh.
Yep. He had 3 touchdowns against the Texans, and he just carved up the Tennessee defense. And the 49ers defense is much more talented than the Tennessee defense, but, it's just he's on another level this postseason.
He really is. He has just been going off.
For mine, Chiefs win. I feel like it's just got to be Mahomes. I think Travis Kelce definitely would be my second choice, but I feel like Chiefs win. It's almost certain to go to Mahomes. And for the 49ers, it's a little more complicated. It's just like if the run game is just going to start working, if it's just going to be like how it was against the Packers, which I don't think it's necessarily going to work as well against the Chiefs as it was against the Packers, or as it did against the Packers. But if it did, obviously Raheem Mostert would probably get it. But I don't think Raheem Mostert's just not going to have that kind of day. They've been preparing 2 weeks for the run game, so maybe they'll be able to stop it. Who knows? Or slow it down anyways. Kittle, definitely in the conversation. But, gotta hope Jimmy G gets it.
Oh, Jimmy G! Watch if Jimmy G wins this. I know you're just gonna go crazy.
Oh well, even if he didn't win Super Bowl MVP, but they won the Super Bowl, I would be happy because football's not a one-person sport.
It's not. You need 22 quality players.
And exactly. I think when a lot of people start criticizing Jimmy G, they forget it's a team sport. It's like he doesn't have to throw it. If the run game's working, let them run it.
With it.
Yeah, Packers, let Raheem Mostert go off. There's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
Why would they take the risk and be like, all right, Jimmy, throw it 20 times instead? If the run game's is working, don't give Jimmy G the ball necessarily. There's more risk. And Kyle Shanahan is a very smart coach, and so was his father, and
Andy Reid.
So yeah, it's gonna be a great game.
I think I hope it's a shoot. I think it'll be a shootout. I feel like it's gonna be a shootout, but there'll be a lot of key defensive plays.
Yeah. If it is a shootout, then that's when you start thinking that's not like Raheem Mostert won't be able to run the ball as much like in the Saints game. So that's when Jimmy G will start throwing it to Kittle, and that's when those two will be making a name for the Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt the football, but some news has come in. Good news, actually. Kobe's stolen high school jersey has been returned,
Oh,
and it has been honored at his high school, and their high school won in overtime.
that's great.
It was stolen
I'm happy about
2017,
that.
bought by a collector in China, and returned on Saturday. So that's some good news in the front of Kobe. Sorry about that. I just wanted to point that out. Back to football.
All right, let's talk about possible X factors in this game. I'll start. My X factors, they're both defensive players. For the Chiefs, I think the X factor is Tyrann Mathieu. If he's been playing out of his mind, and I think that'll continue into the Super Bowl. He's going to come up with some major plays, and if anything, he's going to be the one that can stop the 49ers pass offense. And for the Chiefs, for the 49ers, I think the X factor is Fred Warner, the middle linebacker, because he needs to stop Travis Kelce. If he manages to stop Travis Kelce, then a significant blow to the Chiefs offense.
I guess I'll go next. Kansas City, Chris Jones has been spotty with injuries all postseason. And if he's healthy, it will significantly hurt the 49ers game. And for the 49ers, my X factor. Hang on, I gotta think about this one for a second. Honestly, X factor for the 49ers is all the linebackers in coverage. They need to, be able to shut down the middle of the field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're able to take away the middle of the field from Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, then you're in with a shout of stopping that offense.
So when you say X factor, like what exactly do you mean?
Like someone who's gonna be able to swing the outcome of the game.
Okay. For me, Bar, you're talking about the 49ers. I'm thinking like their defensive line, like just because if they can like put pressure on Mahomes,
which they'll be able to do because that line is fucking loaded.
But the main thing with that is for me is if they can do it without having a blitz, then that's going to be huge. Because make Mahomes feel like no, you guys are there, and then also have coverage in the middle of the field and like in the middle of the field, and, be able to stop Travis Kelce. But for me, it's just get pressure on Mahomes without having a blitz. So like the defensive lineman for me for the 49ers. And then for the Chiefs, let me think. I don't really know. Both of these teams just have so many weapons, so it's kind of hard to just pick like one player because all these players are capable of switching momentum offensively or defensively. So,
yeah, I think another possible X factor for the Chiefs is Mecole Hardman, because if they're able to shut down Kelce and they're able to shut down Hill and they're able to shut down Watkins, you just simply don't have enough players on the field to cover Mecole Hardman, so he could have a big day as well.
Plus, he could change it in the return game as well.
In the return game,
that is a speedy motherfucker. Is he as fast as Tyreek Hill? He's close, but like, my goodness, is that guy quick? Like, I watched some of his returns, and he was honestly like feet from breaking off for touchdowns.
Yeah, he's a big weapon, and he's still relatively unknown, I think.
I don't know how the hell he's unknown. I mean, that guy is good. He's got decent hands. He can catch a football, and he's quick, and he runs pretty decent routes.
But I guess we can talk about like
The awards, yeah.
all the awards. Obviously, Lamar won
MVP.
unanimously. Yeah, he won. Like,
Yeah.
he got all the votes unanimously. Is that?
That was a clear winner for MVP.
Yeah.
He was just on a different level.
It was. At first, it went between McCaffrey and Russell Wilson. It kept bouncing between them, and then Lamar out of nowhere is just like, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna have to do this to you, and he just came out of nowhere.
The FedEx Air and Ground Players of the Year, again, Lamar Jackson, and Titans running back Derrick Henry.
I think McCaffrey should have won the ground. I'm sorry.
I think it was just because the Titans got so hot with Tannehill, and the Panthers just kind of faded into the background.
Henry did have the most rushing yards, but
He did.
Once again, McCaffrey was the third ever running back to hit the 1,000. I'm sorry, he won the ground game of the year for me. Even though he was on a shitty Panthers team, I don't even want to think about that now that Kuechly's gone. Yeah.
That definitely had a big part in it, just because, you know, with Cam Newton's situation and, you know, Kyle Allen and Will Greer, he was just on a bad team, and that definitely sways voters.
Next year, we're probably going to be just as bad, considering that Olsen, which everybody saw was going to go after this year, has finally left. Kuechly surprisingly retired, and that hurt my entire soul and body and mind. And then now the whole thing with Cam, they're talking about watching him work out in March, which is going to either lead to potential trade or maybe keeping him. Who knows? Cam says he's confident in staying, so we'll see what happens there.
The Panthers are going to have a very interesting offseason.
Oh my God! Honestly, if
trade for Burrow,
usually every offseason there's always one team that you look at as like the number one team to watch in the offseason. I think it's the Panthers this year.
Yeah, they just there's so many moving pieces.
Trade for Burrow. Shit has hit the fan, and things need to happen quickly to fix it. Because we're not in a, well, we are, but we shouldn't be in a rebuild state when you look at the talent. So, it'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting. See what happens.
All right. The Defensive Player of the Year, first ever cornerback to win it, Stephon Gilmore.
Much deserved.
Really? Charles Woodson never won Defensive Player of the Year?
First ever cornerback.
That is surprising.
But it's very well deserved.
Oh my God, yeah, Gilmore went.
He was phenomenal.
Off this year. My Gamecock, baby. He was
one of the main reasons why the Patriots had wins.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly,
was their defense, and the big part of it was Stephon Gilmore.
He
just
shut
down
people
everyone.
down all year.
He had a crazy amount of picks.
The Offensive Player of the Year, wide receiver Michael Thomas, after his historical receiving
fully deserves
year.
it. I hate the Saints, but fully deserve it. What was it? 129 receptions?
Me and Bar don't have much to say about this.
No, because I fucking hate the Saints.
Yeah, agreed.
When you have 120 plus receptions, 1,700 receiving yards, and 9 touchdowns, yeah, you're gonna win it.
Yeah.
He did good.
He was extraordinary this year.
Although, fuck the Saints.
Yeah, fuck the Saints.
For many, and actually more reasons that are piling on.
Moving on.
The one compliment I'll give the Saints is Michael Thomas did good this year.
Moving on. The Offensive Rookie of the Year was Kyler Murray.
Deserved.
I think he deserved this. There wasn't very many standout rookies
Honestly,
on the offensive side this year.
it was either going to be him or Josh Jacobs, to be honest.
Yeah.
And Kyler Murray was better than Josh Jacobs this year.
Yeah.
Gardner Minshew.
The porn star himself.
Minshew Mania.
The Defensive Rookie of the Year, Nick Bosa.
No surprise.
Bosa!
I saw that one coming.
No surprise. If honestly, there was no way in hell another defensive rookie was going to win that one.
No.
Yeah. Phenomenal.
The comeback player of the year, Ryan Tannehill. We've talked about that, so we can move on. The assistant coach of the year, Greg Roman from the Baltimore Ravens.
Yep, makes sense. I saw that.
He called amazing plays all season, and he made Lamar Jackson into an MVP based on his play calling.
He did.
And along with him, the coach of the year was John Harbaugh.
Also, fully deserving. They did go, what?
Kyle Shanahan.
Okay, that is true. Plus, Kyle Shanahan did actually lead. They didn't choke in the playoffs like the Ravens did.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, the Ravens defense should have shut down the Titans, but they didn't do shit. That was 100% full choke. That was all choke. That was not.
Yeah.
Yes, the Titans are good, but like, come on, Ravens, what are you doing? You should have had that in the bag.
I'm pretty sure you just mean Derrick Henry is good.
Yeah, exactly. Tannehill didn't do anything.
Yeah.
He threw for a touchdown. That was their opening touchdown, and then Derrick Henry threw the second one.
It was a good jump throw.
It was very impressive.
Phenomenal form.
Yeah.
Looked
like
Tim
a natural out there, honestly.
And moving on to the most prestigious award, the Walter Payton Man of the Year, was Jacksonville Jaguars defensive lineman Calais Campbell.
Cam Newton should have won that one.
Of course you would say that.
He should have.
So congratulations to all of those winners.
Jimmy G should have won.
You're never going to let this one go, are you, Hunter?
I will now have a unforgettable hatred towards Ryan Tannehill and
for
the NFL.
Not really much of a reason.
And the NFL voting. Snubbed.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Jimmy G should have won. He's actually a comeback player.
There's nothing
he had a
like
fucking
coming back.
ACL tear, for fuck's sake.
Thank you. And then almost 4,000 yards.
And he had better stats overall across the board. And he's in the fucking Super Bowl.
There it is. That's what's important, though. The Super Bowl.
Like, literally everything has been better than Ryan Tannehill. Everything.
Thank you. Someone gets it.
Although, you know who I think should have won MVP?
Lamar Jackson?
Jameis Winston.
Oh, nothing like a 30 for 30.
Most passing yards, most touchdowns, and the most interceptions.
We need
ESPN 30 for 30.
We need ESPN 30 for 30 on his 30 for 30.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It'd be the perfect thing.
Don't forget about the fumbles. He had 40 overall turnovers.
Damn. I didn't know about that.
Yep.
He had 10 fumbles?
Oh my god.
7.
So I did see a video of going over all of his interceptions.
How many yards did he throw?
5,000.
He threw for over 5,000. He led the league in passing yards.
Oh yeah, he annihilated the competition in passing yards. But
he's got talent, but he needs to work on it.
So this is what I saw a video of going over all of his interceptions to figure out how many were his fault and how many weren't. And let's take away all the ones that weren't his fault, like tip passes and receivers not have butterfingers and shit.
Yeah.
They're tight end. But out of all the interceptions, which is at least 30. How many fully interceptions do you have? Was it exactly 30?
It was 33.
It was 33.
Wait, no, 30. It was exactly 30.
Okay, of all the 30 interceptions, including the pick 6 to end the season, I think a total of around 19 were actually his fault.
19, yep.
So even if he didn't throw, he was still throwing 19 fucking interceptions, taking out the ones that weren't his fault.
And I think that still leads the league.
Yes, Yes, it does.
And that's not even taking into account.
To be fair, though, 11 is a lot that aren't his fault. That's still 11 is a lot.
That's true.
Yeah, but you still can't be throwing 19 fucking interceptions that are your fault.
Still, it would look a lot better though than 30.
Well, true. It would, but honestly, I'm kind of glad he did. I mean, we wouldn't have gotten this amazing meme of 30 for 30. First in NFL history to do so.
Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with the Super Bowl recap, and we'll be talking about the Champions League in soccer because people like soccer.
It's a popular world sport.
And we might have a guest speaker come on next week, so be excited for that.